España. In Group A with Spain, an African team is the team from north of Africa, Egypt, Spain and Egypt, and Iran.
All right, some highlights for you from the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup draw that was held a couple of days ago. Remember, the highlight for Nigeria was missing out on the wild card, and we are not going to be part of the first FIBA Basketball World Cup. But we're not talking basketball now. We'll talk basketball later on when Yemi Adebayo comes on set. Sisi and Dumnodi Okunta are joining me now. We want to take a look at Nigerian football, the women's game and the Nigeria Nationwide League. Let's start with the women. Let's give honor to the women. Sisi, the Congress is holding tomorrow in Lokoja. You people need to sort out a lot of things.
Precisely, because last season you have too many clubs actually missing out, did not honor the matches, and that's the reason this season walkover.
We had more walkovers than actual games played.
Actual games, exactly. That's why this season it will definitely be a 12 team, and not only that. The chairman is saying that at the Congress...
12 team formats? Are they proposing 12 team formats?
12 team formats, yeah. So only those teams that have the money that can participate. So if you don't have the money, don't even bother registering. So you're having some new teams that are coming in. So only those teams that have registered before now will be the ones that will participate. So by tomorrow, of course, the draws for the game will be done, and we'll know the official kick-off of the date also. And it's expected also those teams actually miss out last year, not honoring their games. I know that maybe some punishment might be meted out to them. Also, she talked earlier this month, she actually talked about the fact that they'll be having a TV rights deal. So maybe that will also be
women's
games on TV and all that. That can be finalized tomorrow.
It can see the light of day.
Of course, because she has already said that, so it will be part of the things they will discuss tomorrow. And also the report of what happened last year, they'll have a review of the report. Different clubs, you have to submit their report and look at it and see ways in which they can really improve on it. These are some of the things top of the agenda. And also the activities, they also rectify activities for this season, and that will include the final conclusion of the 2012-2013 season, in which Delta Queens are supposed to be the champions, but whereby have a Nassau Amazons and of course Rivers Angels finishing at top of their various groups. So both of them will be playing the Champions of Champions tournament tomorrow, Champions of Champions match tomorrow, 4 p.m. at Lokoja Stadium, and that will now determine who is actually the winner of the Nigerian Women Football League. And also, they're also saying that during the Congress, they should be able to put all the clubs together and give out the things they need to do, and they need to know that once they miss their games, definitely there'll be sanctions.
I was going to come to that.
Yes.
I was going to come to that because what is good for the men should also be good for the women. The men are now talking of club licensing.
Yes.
I think it's not exclusively for guys. No, I'm sure you agree with me. The women should also be talking of club licensing, but that's still a long way off for the women. But I think you should be thinking along that line.
With the TV stuff, they're thinking of that is broadcasting on TV live and all that to bring a whole changes to it, and also they can be able to attract sponsors. So through that, that's when the club licensing and all that can start, because the biggest problem the women league is actually having is not having the support the men are having. We all know that they don't have the support. They try to manage as best as they can, and we've heard of situations whereby the club owners the state government don't even pay the ladies and all that. But these are the things they're trying to ratify to see how they can easily bring all the clubs together and move it forward.
Okay, Dumnodi, let's come to you very quickly. The cradle of Nigerian football is the Nigerian Nationwide League. They're having their congress in Abuja tomorrow. They've made giant strides since last year, but they need to also do more, because this is the real foundation of Nigerian football.
Obviously, we will. Remember that First Bank, Union Bank, Supreme Court, Federal Safety Corps, Nigerian Prison go round, and Kenan FC of Calabar got promoted to the National League. But they never ratified the team that will join them from the amateur. This is nationwide. We're talking of some other league club. I don't know. I don't know which of the club. Because I think
nationwide is very unique because it has a whole lot, many clubs.
Division A, Division B, Division C, Division D.
Over 150 clubs.
4 divisions.
It's the biggest.
Yeah, it's the biggest. And they've not ratified the team that will join them from the amateur league. For some of these
from the different states
where you have to qualify. You know that one of the qualifiers was the one we saw those
76 and 100.
So that those one of these qualifiers that could have, some of those people would have joined if not for that that scandalous scoreline. So they have to. I think tomorrow they will ratify the team that will join them from the amateur division. But the way the Nationwide League is structured is good, because you know some of these teams are owned by their private ownership. Like there is Luther Babes of Luther FC of Ilorin. It's owned by a by a doctor, and you know the cost of running some of these clubs. So I think the way that it is structured so that you can avoid spending so much money taking a team from even down to Sokoto to play a game. You have to take them within where they can afford in terms of transportation. I think that's the best way to run the league at that level so that this club can enjoy and maximize the potential in playing in that division.
All right, so that's what is happening tomorrow, as you can see on your screen.
They have the website.
They have a website.
Not updated.
They said they have it.
It's not updated.
It's not updated
because they have teams that have gone to national league still within that website. Okay. But you have to update that website.
All right, so tomorrow, the Congress for the Women will be taking place in Lokoja. The Congress for the Nationwide League will be taking place in Abuja. We'll try to get you up to speed with some of the highlights from these congresses, all in the interest of moving Nigerian football forward. We'll go on a very quick break. By the time we return from the break, we'll excuse Dunadio Konta. Yemi Adebayo will be joining us tomorrow in Abuja. Stakeholders in Nigerian basketball are in Abuja to discuss the way forward. We'll come back and talk about this and more when we return.
Was damaged. It went up into his back and became an irritation as the Timberwolves turned it over, and Nash will bring it up. Nash, length to the floor, pass to Wes Johnson. Oh my! Wes can do that. And the Lakers back within one here at Target Center.
That's really interesting. He can do that as Rubio spoon feeds Ronny Turiaf.
So the point guards trading fancy assists here.
For multiple guys in this game.
Ricky up to 7 assists on the night. And he gets the outlet ahead to Corey Brewer, who throws it down with authority. And the Timberwolves are rolling here tonight against the Lakers, up 10. Mute has it knocked away. Harris up to Johnson. Young for the triple. And the Lakers all the way back to within 7.
You don't want to take the chance.
Kevin Love already 28 points in the night. And, oh man, that is not good. That is not good, folks. Kevin Love comes down awfully hard, grabbing his tailbone. Oh, indeed it did. Both the tailbone and the head, Jim.
All right, that was a terrible injury, but it didn't stop Timberwolves from picking that victory over a fumbling LA Lakers. Yemi Adebayo has joined us now. Yemi, where do we start from? Let's start from what we just saw.
Yeah.
Lakers, what's going on? Losing games after game after game.
Seven games. That game actually took place in Minneapolis, home court of
Timberwolves.
Minnesota Timberwolves, and was a very interesting game played early hours of today. And those guys don't have a time to rest because later tonight as well, most of them will back to the courts to play. And it's interesting because Timberwolves will come up against Oklahoma City Thunder
today.
Early hours. Yeah, that has Kevin Durant. But it's going to be an interesting game.
All right, let's talk about what's happening tomorrow in Abuja. Basketball stakeholders, what exactly are they going to be talking about? The Congress for the Women Football is happening tomorrow. Yeah. Nationwide is happening tomorrow. Basketballers are also gathering tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's about time. This present board has been accused of not really doing anything for the grassroots, and the president is saying, now we really want to go back to the grassroots. All the stakeholders.
Come, let's talk.
Yes, come, let's talk. Forward. Let's see how we can move things forward. And the sponsors for the men and the women's leagues have also, he said, they've been spoken to, and they've promised that a lot of things would happen this new season, a lot of improvements. How they're going to carry that out, I don't know. But one thing that strikes me about the NBBF president is that he wants to see things move. But maybe most of us are expecting those change. But
rapid change.
Slow and steady, they say, wins the race. So I think they're looking at wholesale changes. But, people need to sit down and, carry everybody along. And he's also talking about going to the grassroots, also talking about some changes to the teams. He wants to carry everybody along, our players abroad and our players on the domestic scene.
All right, Sisi, before we close the show, let's talk cricket very, very quickly. The cricket team, what was the latest? They're in camp in Abuja, getting ready for a tour?
Yeah, they're going to a tour in Sri Lanka, and of course